I am back from my hiatus. Life was lifing, had to take a moment, but I am back, baby. Stronger than ever. So, to start it off, my name is Tico. I don't know what to do with my life, so I'm figuring it out on this channel. So, a big thing to come back into it is I spoke with a paranormal investigator. Paranormal is something I'm highly interested, maybe even pursuing in a career. So I am kind of showcasing that you can have a career in the paranormal. So I put this poll up online. You guys wanted me to interview a paranormal investigator, and luckily I know someone. So I interviewed my friend Chris. He is in the UK. He is a paranormal investigator. He runs paranormal tours and is just super interested in all of it, and it was an awesome conversation. There's going to be multiple parts because our conversation was 3 hours long. But please comment below if you have had any type of paranormal experience, you're interested in a career in the paranormal, because Chris is on YouTube as well and can comment and give you some advice. Also, like and subscribe this channel, share it to other people who are also struggling, trying to figure out who they are, and we can go on this journey together. So here we go. Oh, there you are.
How are you?
Good. I thought you were gonna wear Project Fear gear.
Oh, I know, I've let you down.
I was like,
I
I
was
have
like,
to wear it.
do I go Fear Gear or do I go for my own like merchandise? And I was like, Project Fear hat, no Project Fear hat.
Honestly, I'm proud of you for repping yourself.
Oh,
That's
thank
pretty
you.
good. I'll start it with so I'm Tico, this is Chris. We are in a common forum called Fear Club where we are obsessed with this group Project Fear.
Yeah,
And
just
there just a little bit, just a little bit. And they investigate the paranormal. They recently started doing more UFO type stuff, and they've just been ghost hunters forever. And we love their investigations. This type of club goes a little more behind the scenes. You get to meet other like-minded people, like myself and Chris. So Chris is actually a paranormal investigator, and he's seen some things.
Yeah, some weird
I
thing.
I have not.
No?
I'm a chicken. I've
Oh,
experienced things like in my childhood in my own home, but nothing like scary or too much. First question is, what got you into the paranormal?
oh, okay. So what got me into the paranormal? It wasn't really by choice. Um, Basically going back to 2012 when I would have been 21. So
That
this was
is not
uh,
that long ago. I thought you were gonna be like my origin story, like I was a
really,
baby or something.
it feels so long ago. I feel so old. But yeah, so I was 21 and I've been with my partner, husband for 3 years.
Okay.
And this was a second house that we were moving into. We just moved out from a apartment and saw this beautiful two-bedroom cottage slash house.
Oh my
And I
God.
was like, oh, it's perfect. Like, I love that it's got like a little like roof terrace so you can like
Oh,
sunbathe on the roof.
that
And
sounds.
it's right by this 2 minutes from the sea, from the ocean. And I was like, yeah, this is where I want to live. And I remember walking around it and it was a little bit like old-fashioned decorated.
Okay.
And okay, like this doesn't bother me, like we can work with this. And I remember like weeks building up to it, I was having like reoccurring nightmares about this house. All I remember was I kept seeing like a woman dressed up in like a Victorian maid kind of outfit,
Oh
and
my
she never said anything. She was just wandering around this house, and I was like, Maybe I've just watched too many horror films, and I'm just overthinking things." And so I ignored it, and then it came to moving in, and yeah, I think after a few weeks, little things started happening. I would go down in the morning, and all the um, kitchen cupboards were like wide open,
Oh my gosh. This
And
sounds
I
like a
thought,
horror movie.
yeah, I literally thought it was. Um, so I was like, oh, maybe it's just Jamie, like, because you know when you move house, you're putting things in different places. You're not really sure.
Yeah.
Maybe he's going to get a drink in the night and got lost. But so I just ignored it and carried on. And then like when you feel like you're being watched
Oh
and
God.
something
Yes.
lingering, I didn't feel comfortable on my own in the house. And I was like, I've never experienced this before, so I didn't know how to process it.
Because
So,
sometimes you're like you can like put that idea on something. So you're like, am I actually feeling this, or is it just like this weird
yeah,
anxiety feeling in me?
it's and am I just creating the problem? Which is normally the case.
So you're like,
Overthink,
no, we'll shove it away so
overthink.
that we don't think
Yeah.
about it.
So then, okay, what happened then? So weeks went on, and little did I know that my husband Jamie um, was also experiencing the same thing. He had gone down in the morning and found all the kitchen cupboard doors wide open and thought the same, thought I was just getting a drink and couldn't find my way. And um, he didn't say anything to me until eventually it got that bad. And he was like, Chris, this house doesn't feel right. And I'm like, in what way? He's like, I don't know, just things happening. And I'm like, yeah, I feel exactly the same way. And at the time, he put it down to his because he'd just been diagnosed with bipolar.
Oh my
So
God.
he wasn't, yeah, so he wasn't sure if it was actually like things that are going around his head. It wasn't until he spoke to me and got clarification.
That gives me chills.
But
That's so awful.
yeah, and he just kept it quiet and just suffered in silence because he just thought that he was going mad. So when he did tell it to me, and I said, "Yeah, this I found the kitchen cupboard doors wide open." He was like, "Oh my God, I had exactly the same thing." And he said, the other morning, he said, I didn't want to scare you. He said, but I was getting ready for work because he used to work early, so start at like 6 in the morning. And he said, I walked past the bedroom door and all I saw was like this black mass just lingering over where you were sleeping. I
Oh,
said, and it was just sort of stood there. And I was like, oh no, this is scary stuff.
no wonder you're having bad dreams.
Yeah. And then when we mentioned about all this stuff going on, we were like, okay, we need to get rid of this. And I remember being in the lounge and we had like a big canvas on the wall. And as we said about getting rid of it, it literally, I kid you not, it came flying off. I had, it was like the heating system underneath like a radiator
hmm
with a shelf on top. And you know the Yankee candles?
Yeah, yeah. Those are big
Um,
candles.
the lids are quite hard to pop off.
Yeah.
As it took the canvas down, it popped the Yankee candle lid off at the same time, and it just rolled on the floor right in front of me.
Oh,
And I literally went so white, like white as a piece of paper.
yeah,
And I
because
thought,
I'm sure your first thought is you're like, wow, that lid is hard to get off. Like, what
yeah.
the heck?
I was like, I feel like I've just watched Insidious or something happen in front of me.
Paranormal
Um,
caught on camera. Like,
exactly. I didn't know what to do. I just froze. And I said to my partner Jamie, I was like, okay, you work at a hotel. Can we get a room at your hotel like now? And he's like, yes. So we went and got a room at the hotel. I rang my parents. Again, they're not really believers of that kind of stuff because I don't think they've really experienced it themselves. So my dad was like, right. He was like, because like when I was younger, I was more like going to church and like Christian. And then so my dad had a Bible and he was like, right, I'm gonna come out around to your house and just get the Bible out, say a few things, say a few prayers, and see if that clears it. It did. It did clear it. But
crazy.
going back to before, I forgot to mention that I used to have a certain day off in the week off on my own at home.
Oh God.
And yeah, um, we had like a bay window and the couch was in the bay window. And I remember looking right and I'm seeing Jamie walking up the gravel path from the coast. And I'm like, oh, he'll be here in a minute. And then I hear three knocks at the door.
Oh
So
God. Ugh, Chris, not
I
the
go
number
to,
three.
yes, I go to the door and I'm opening the door and as I'm saying it, I'm like, why are you knocking the door? Like you got a key. And then I'm like, he's still walking. He's still like 10 feet away. I was like, did you just knock on the door? He was like, no. And that happened multiple times.
Oh my gosh. Oh, that gives me chills. And being alone too. Oh,
Um, we looked into the history of the house, and it turns out they did have at one point Victorian maids, servants that stayed there. So whether that corresponded to my nightmares without even knowing it, so
that is
um,
so weird.
that is creepy. And then and then after that, we were only there literally 6 months, and then we ended up moving quite far away. Not because of that house, but because of like Jamie's family and stuff. So, but that was a bonus as well.
I'm gonna say I'd be pretty glad to get the hell out of
Oh,
there.
yeah, yeah.
I'm
And
sure,
then,
like, did you have that feeling too of like constantly being watched too? Like, even
yeah.
with each other? Oh, there's no relief.
Oh, even like Jamie's mum came and stayed, and I had like a small spare room, but it was only like a single bed. She just
Hmm.
came down with her husband at the time, and they slept on like an airbed in the lounge area, and the stairs come into the lounge. And she said after she'd stayed the night, the next morning, she was like, "Was you and Chris up and down the stairs through the night?" And we were like, "No, we wouldn't come and disturb you. We left you to it." And she was like, "Someone was up and down the stairs all night."
Oh my gosh. Ooh,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
that's
that
how
would
I.
make me a believer.
Yeah, I blame Jamie for it. My husband, I'm like, I think it's you. Like this stuff never used to happen before. We still get odd bits now. We
Really?
still get odd bits now. Even in the room I'm in now, this is the spare room, and um, we'll
Wow.
be downstairs, and it's like someone's walking around in this room because you hear the floorboards creaking.
Does it feel like negative or anything, or is it just kind of like a friendly thing?
It doesn't feel negative,
Hmm.
but I'll tell you one little story as well. Is that before I went to New Jersey last year, I got sick again.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, always October. And we separated bedrooms because Jane was like, I don't want to get ill before we go to this Paracon. So fair enough. So I ended up sleeping in that bed. And above that bed used to be like a Titanic picture canvas because I was into like Titanic at one point.
Hmm.
And my dog was in with me in the bed. And all I heard in the middle of the night was like a big crash. And I'm a deep sleeper. So I woke up and I was like, I'm going back to sleep. I was like, sleep is way more important.
Yeah, whatever. It's trying to get my
Whatever.
attention.
Yeah. And then Jamie came in the morning with a coffee and he was like, why is the canvas like behind the bed? I was like, oh, I wonder what that bang was. But the funny thing is a few days later we pulled the bed out to decorate the wall to repaint it. And it turns out that the canvas had actually like sheared off the plug socket. So there was like exposed wire and that's a metal frame bed.
Whoa.
Yeah. So I'm very lucky to be sat here right now. I
Yeah.
said, I
Holy
know.
crap.
Yeah, yeah. I was.
It was just trying to get attention, or was it trying to hurt
I.
you?
I don't know what it was doing. Like, I hope it wasn't trying to hurt me. I've
Like,
never
I'm gonna
felt
knock on wood right now. My desk is.
touching wood right now. But other than that, I've never felt anything like a negative in this room at all.
No, and you would know
Like,
because like you've felt the negative before, where it's like,
mhm,
I need to
no,
get out of here."
yeah, exactly, exactly.
So I guess this goes with what you were talking about before. Is there a big paranormal scene in the UK? I guess like scene,
Um,
I mean like investigators like yourself.
in that, oh, what for like hiring locations and stuff like that for,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. Yeah, like you can get hold of venues quite easily for like private groups, groups that want to take the public round like me and Jamie do.
Yeah.
Um,
Go to the freaking Ram Inn. You're nuts.
that's literally half an hour from here. But yeah, there's it's quite easy for groups to sort of hire. Although I have heard through like American Paranormal Investigators that it's a lot easier to book venues over there because apparently you just go on the website and like it shows you like a calendar. You can just click a date you want, pay like a deposit. Whereas ours is like emailing to and from. Sometimes they're not like the quickest at responding. Um, and prices are a lot more higher here than
Okay.
in the I think it's because they're more like council run or like national trust.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah, so I think they kind of have to keep the prices high to keep the up cost of the buildings and stuff, etc.
To be
Oh yeah.
fair.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like because some of these venues are so expensive, you do get a lot of team shares. So
Hmm.
you get like other groups that know each other that will share the location together to kind of spread out the costs,
Okay.
which is not a bad idea because it's a good way of like networking and stuff like that.
Well, yeah, and also it's more people with you. So
Yeah,
not just you and
not on your
Jamie
own.
alone.
My God. Yeah, because we'd been to the ramen a few times, and then I went with Lizzie, and it was only two of us, and I was like, I've never had just two people before, and admittedly, it was a lot quieter.
Real? Yeah, you were saying that. Like, not much
Yeah,
happened. Maybe it responds to a lot of
no,
people, like a lot more energy.
yeah. I think because the owner runs private like ghost hunts on the weekends.
Okay.
So I think we like just after a weekend, I think she kind of like drained the energy out of the building. There was nothing there. A couple of weird things happened, but yeah,
The pagan
nothing
need
like
another
anything
ritual.
major, no.
Oh, I love your cup. That's so cute.
Thank you.
Let's see. What experience has been the scariest for you that has stuck with you the most? And it can be like location wise or like where you've lived.
Um, I'd probably say, yeah, it's a close tie between that house and we used to live about 2, 3 hours from where we are now
Okay.
along the coast. And there was a place called Gosport Isolation Hospital.
Oh, geez.
Yeah. So because it was right by the harbour, they used to use it. It was a good place for like during World War I and II for like army to come in and take like the sick in. So they
Oh,
bring up the
so it
boat.
was infirmary too then.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I think it was like smallpox, I believe.
Ooh.
Um, So yeah, that place, later on in the years, a guy called, I think his name was Don Styler, took over the building. He turned it into, weirdly enough, one part of the building was a gym, and then the other part of the building, I'm not really sure, it was more like a little like there was an apartment inside there as well,
Okay.
but he did more, he had this little room, and I call it the spirit board room because it's like a round table.
Oh, geez. Like the seance rooms you've seen
Like all the
before.
walls are black.
Oh, God.
There's mirrors.
Even better.
Um, yeah, and apparently he'd been doing like a lot of like ritual and like seance kind of stuff in there.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. Um, we'd been there a few times, but I think it was our first or second investigation that we took a group of public around with us.
Okay.
And we were using our own spirit board. I call it spirit board, Ouija.
You're
Um,
good. It's usually called a spirit board. I feel like in the
Yeah, I think some people get confused. They're like, "Do you mean Ouija board?" I'm like, "Yeah, I call it spirit
yeah, I'm
board."
like normal people call it Ouija, we call it
Yeah, I don't want to make it dark.
yeah,
I don't
exactly.
want to make it
Spirit. It's
scary. It's just
yeah.
scary enough as it is. Um, but yeah, we were trying to get people involved and stuff, and this was when I was more into like the spirit boards when we first started in like 2021. And yeah, we had this group around with our finger on the planchette, and it was going really fast. And it kept going to Z, and then it was going to the next letter, and I don't want to say the next letter because I don't like to. It's the only thing that really freaks me out because I don't like to say its name because I feel like it kind of draws more attention.
Yes,
and then it
don't.
creates.
Don't.
No, I'm not saying
Also,
that.
whatever that thing is, keep it energy to yourself. You're not welcome
Yeah.
here.
I think as well is sometimes it's the people that are the public that are coming depends what they've got with them. Because I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, we've never had this kind of stuff before. And the
Gotcha.
lady next to me was like, oh no. And I was like, please don't tell me. And she was like, I've had experiences in the past with this. I was like,
Ugh.
oh, now you're
Oh,
telling me. But it, yeah. And then, so we ended it. We were like, okay, like we don't want to talk to you. We don't wish to speak to anything negative, and kind of ended it and shut it down really quickly and did like protection prayers because we're pretty
okay.
hot on doing protection. Got the sage out and everything. Um, but that night, I remember doing. We were at the table and doing like a little close down prayer because we like to protect, make sure everyone feels protected when they leave. Um, and I didn't feel myself. I just felt really heavy. Um,
It's kind of drained.
just yeah, I just felt drained. I felt a little bit angry, and I was like, I don't like this very much. And yeah, I just had like a weird, funny turn, and
So creepy.
Jamie did like a little protection, like more protection over me, and was like, try to just draw that away from me because it was just horrible.
Oh my gosh.
Didn't feel myself.
Like the next
Yeah.
day, did it clear or did you have to like do?
The next morning I felt fine.
Oh
It was
wow.
literally when I first got home, I was just like, I just don't feel myself.
Jeez.
But yeah, but I don't like that was when I was more into spirit balls, like back in the early days. Now I just doesn't really interest me so much. I'm more interested in the equipment and I don't like this stuff that goes with the ball
Yeah,
because you got to be careful.
yeah, I feel like Chelsea Layden is the best at that kind of stuff. When it starts getting inappropriate or personal, she's like, shut it down. No,
Shut that
you're
down.
not
Yeah, we don't
welcome
want that.
here. You're not taking
Yeah.
my energy. Mm-mm. So now
Yeah.
seeing her do that, I'm like, okay, I have to do that if I ever feel
Yeah.
uncomfortable.
You got to be like authoritative and be like, yeah, I'm taking this. Like, you're not
Yeah.
coming in.
I haven't been to any places that really have that kind of energy. It's more of like residual history. And it's I mean it's bad history because like I live like in a mining area, so it's a lot of mining town.
Oh, okay,
But
yeah.
it's never been like something summoned like that.
When we used to like really protective and like over the top, like protection, like calling in like the angels and the white light and literally surrounding everyone in that white light to stop anything dark coming in. Sometimes just say it in my head. Even going into Zach's museum.
Yeah, I was gonna ask about that.
Yeah. I was like, it was the first time that I actually felt really like concerned because I was like, there's a lot of stuff in this building. And I'm not really drawn to like the dark stuff. Like I'm not
No.
drawn to like the rituals and the like the the negative and the people say like demons and stuff like I just think that I don't really um I'm not saying I don't really believe in demons, but I just think like there's just spirits, like there is people in
It's
life, like
negative
good,
energy.
bad.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure. I agree. Like I don't know if I fully believe in that, but I do believe if negative energy is going to keep reoccurring, there's going to be something really nasty that comes from
yeah,
it. Because I mean,
that's
look at
true.
us. When we're negative, we turn into, worse beings and stuff.
Yeah,
Why wouldn't energy do that?
yeah, exactly. Because everyone else feeds off your energy, how you're feeling. So
So how was the museum then? Did it feel heavy? Did it feel strange at all?
there was times and places where I felt a little bit faint.
Okay.
Trying to remember, not great with the history, but I remember there was something to do with like a serial killer, maybe you'll know, with a
Oh,
van,
yes, I know what you're talking about. Mm.
that room.
I don't remember which one. He has so much
No.
crap, and obviously, like
Oh,
the diptych thing is like the biggest thing there. And Annabelle was there too, right? So
yeah.
yeah, I'd like those are the first things that come to mind when I think of that museum. But I can't think of. I used to watch the tour and like the ghost hunts too, like every
Oh,
Halloween.
did you?
Yeah. I would never visit it myself, though. It's, a
Yeah,
collective of like such negative objects that I'm like, I'm just gonna invite something into my life easily.
I was torn, but at the same time, I was kind of intrigued. I was like, I just want to see what it actually is like. Is it as big as he makes it out to be? Like, is it the
Yeah.
real all and end? And I'll give him that. There was some good stuff in there. I'd
Dang.
never seen a museum like it. Yeah.